All right, let's talk about Ana Kasparian, the Young Turks co-host, prominent Israel basher, and Tucker Carlson's new best friend. Now look, I don't have a problem with criticizing Israel. This video isn't about that. I think it's totally fair to hold Israel to account for what is happening in Gaza. I'm not defending Benjamin Netanyahu, his government of right-wing extremists, or what has happened to the citizens of Gaza during this awful war. But I am talking about the very, very thin line between a hatred of the Israeli government and outright anti-Semitism. Kasparian, who is pathologically obsessed with Israel, has very much crossed that line. Kasparian went on a crazed rant, not about the Israeli government, but Israelis themselves. Well, actually, Jews. But more on that in a minute. Let's look at what she said.
And for any Israelis watching this right now, I want you to be clear. I want you to understand this, okay? You are hated internationally. Hated. The whole international community loathes you. Young American citizens in this country, both left and right, loathe you. And eventually, these are the people who are going to come into power. Don't be mistaken based on the propaganda you hear in American media. That's not representative of how the American people feel about you. You're hated. And it's not because you're Jewish. It's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you're God's chosen people when you act like absolute demons. You guys like to slaughter people and steal land, and you think you're better than everyone else. You think that you're entitled to everything, including our tax dollars. It's disgusting.
Let's be clear. She's not talking about Benjamin Netanyahu or the Israeli government or even the IDF. She's talking about an entire people, millions of people, that they are hated for the actions of their government. This is an extremely dangerous framing, otherwise known as collective punishment. There was one part of the rant that really caught my attention. Quote, "And it's not because you're Jewish. It's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you are God's chosen people when you act like absolute demons." This isn't a slip of the tongue. This is a mask-off moment. When she drags in the chosen people trope and couples it with calling Jews demons, she's not just criticizing Israeli policy. She's revealing who she's really talking about. When Anna throws out the chosen people line, she's twisting something that's been weaponized against Jews for centuries. Here's the truth. When Jews say they are the chosen people, it doesn't mean that they think they're superior, entitled, or better than anybody else. It means they believe they were chosen for responsibility, to follow God's commandments, to live ethically, and to set an example for justice and morality in the world. It's about obligation, not privilege. And furthermore, there are a significant number of Israelis who are not Jewish, right? At least not religiously Jewish. They may be ethnically Jewish, like I am. I'm not a religious Jew. I don't believe I'm a chosen person. I'm clearly not sent here to act as an example of justice and morality in the world. But anyway, calling Jews demons is not just an insult. It taps into one of the oldest anti-Semitic tropes. Jews as the devils, as agents of evil. This imagery has been used for centuries to justify persecution, pogroms, and violence. It's not new, and it's definitely not accidental, and it's not hyperbole either. Coupled with the chosen people line is the same book that has been used to cast Jews as sinister, arrogant, and inhuman. And when Kasparian uses that language, she isn't critiquing policy. She's resurrecting those old ugly tropes and aiming them at an entire people. And then there's this quote. "You guys like to slaughter people and steal land, and you think you're better than everyone else. You think that you're entitled to everything, including our tax dollars. It's disgusting." Okay, notice the phrasing, "you guys." Again, not the government, not Netanyahu, not the IDF. She's addressing all Israelis, all Jews, as if millions of people collectively like to slaughter and steal land. Now let's do a thought experiment. Imagine Anna said this about Syrians because of Assad, about Russians because of Putin, or about Chinese people because of the CCP. Imagine her saying, "You're demons, you slaughter people, the world hates you." Would that be acceptable? Of course not. We would immediately recognize it as racist. We would call it bigotry. But because she said it about Israelis, people are brushing her off. Why is that? Because Israelis are Jews. And Ana Kasparian, whether she understands this or not, is an anti-Semite. I want to reiterate, criticism of Israel and its government is absolutely fair game. But the moment you erase the line between government policy and an entire people, you're not criticizing power. You're vilifying human beings. This kind of language doesn't lead to justice and it doesn't lead to peace. It doesn't even lead to good arguments. It just breeds more hate. If you call Israelis, demons, you mock them for calling themselves the chosen people and tell millions of people they're hated worldwide, what kind of reaction are you expecting? It's about time people stop making excuses for her and starting calling her for exactly what she is. If anyone had said this about Syrians, Russians, or Chinese people, the outrage would be immediate. But because it's Jews, she has a pass. No more. The mask is off, and it's time to hold her accountable. Anyway, please hit like, subscribe, and share this video, because if we don't call it out, it's only going to get worse. And if you want to see more of my work, check out the banter.substack, where I dig even deeper into media hypocrisy, politics, and culture.